My name is Joe Dow, J-O-K. That's my first name. My last name is B-A-U. This gentleman here, his name is Bo Awen. That's B-O-L. That's his first name. Both of us are from Sudan. We are members of the Sudanese Lost Boy, and I think the term Lost Boy may came into your mind and put it into a question and say, wow. And since you knew, in this country, there are some of the kids that got lost, and they might spend 20 years, 15 years, 18 years without being found where they were located and where are they and where they live. And those people, they have a long time of separation between the parents. They will not see dad, they will not see mom, they will not see other relative, friends, and brother and sister for a long time. So this happened during the civil war in Sudan. That was in 1983. Both of us left. That was in 1987 to Ethiopia. That's a long history to go through. If we detail everything, then it will take a whole day explaining this one to you. But we will narrow down to you. Bolly is an artist. It drew most of the things that we went through. So we can show it to people what happened and why we survived it and everything.
So when I did all this painting, it was not because I like to do painting, but it is appreciation of what happened to me. It began that time when we were 6 years old. That's when we left our country, and we have to go to another country, and from another country to another country. So all those journeys, it was not with car or with airplane. We were all walking on foot. So when our problem occurred, there was a lot of bad things going on. But people outside of Sudan, they perceive it in a different way. They didn't have enough detail. Like if some of you watch the TV today, if you know what is going on in Libya, if you heard what happened in Rwanda, if you heard that there are some other places where people are going through genocide, Sudan was one of those places. But nobody was aware of what was going on in Sudan. So the Civil War broke out, and it reached our village in 1987. So when it came there, when we were 6 years old, the only thing that we saw was the soldier coming with gun. The tanks were firing into our village. There was bombing from the air. All these things we were not expecting them, but it just happened in our village. So what we did, we just ran away from the village. And the whole country, that was what was going on everywhere. It happened in my village, and it happened in some other village. And that's what was affecting the whole part of southern Sudan. So the government is the cruel government. It's not like your government who take care of you, but that government is need to get rid of you. So this is my last memory of my village. It was not a big town, it's just a village. But my family were enjoying their life there. But when the war come in, I was just attending the cows at the yard. So when I heard the sound of gun, I ran away. And I thought that I would come back later on at night, but there was no sign of peace. I thought I would come back in the morning, but the day go and the next day come and the whole week passed without seeing any sign of peace. The whole village was burned down. And when I hear back, the only sound I heard is sound of gun. When I try to look back, what I see is only smoke. On the way, many of us get exhausted, and some of us left behind. And the eldest boy tried to take care of the younger one. So when someone gets tired on the way, then the adult boys have to take care of the little one. They have to do the stretch, close like what you saw in the image. And then they carry that person to the next location. But if someone left behind, and you thought that you come back and get that person, then the area was a territory of another enemy. So we face a lot of attack from the lion. So people who left behind on our journey, they were taken by the lion. Found ourselves in the middle of nowhere. We have to go into the forest to get some leaves, to get some wild berries, to get the root, anything that we can eat to sustain our life. So, and most of those plants that we eat, we were not familiar with them, and some of us get sick because of the poison fruit, and some of us lost their life. So we came to one open area, and they call it a refugee camp. So from that area, we have to struggle to build our own structures. So no matter we were so little, but we were given a duty to go to the forest and cut some trees so that we can build our own shelter. So it takes many of us to build one shelter. Then another civil war broke out in Ethiopia. That was 1991. So when the war broke out again, the same problem that happened in our village was the case in that country. The old government was overthrown, and the new one that came up have no compromise on who is in that country. So they came to our camp, and instead to inform us to leave the country peacefully, they just come with tanks and the soldiers and all kind of attack that they had, and they forced us to leave the camp. So this is the school. That's where we start going to school. So when we were in that situation, the only way that we have to be brainwashed to forget our country, forget our family members that we miss, was just to go to school and learn something. We just started on the dead. So you write something on the dead, and you have to remember tomorrow when you come back for the quiz or any kind of test, then you have to remember what you wrote yesterday. And finally, we found ourselves at the Ohio State University. So we call it a dream come true. We didn't expect it then, but we hope that maybe something will happen in our future. So we finally got to the border of Kenya. And when we come there, we see the sign welcoming us to Kenya. That's the time we feel the fresh air. We hope that if we come to this country now, then we will be safe from the government attack. We will get into this country, and we will be safe. We will be able to do things that we did when we were in Ethiopia. So when we started in Ethiopia, we were 35,000. But when we come to Kenya, it was only 13,000 of us made it there. So what happened to the rest of people? The government attack, the crocodile, the river, the hunger, all those problems that occurred on the way wiped down the half of our number. So when we come to that area, then we had freedom because we were Christian, and that was part of the problem in Sudan. So we had no chance to celebrate our Christmas, because traditionally people do marching. If it is Christmas time, if it is any good occasion at church, people have to do marching, and that's kind of celebration. But we couldn't do it in Sudan. If we do it, then the government is sending the airplane and drop the bomb on us. But when we come to Kenya, we have freedom to do it again. In 2000, some of us were resettled in the United States, and most of us came here in 2001. And myself, I could have arrived in New York City on the September 11, 2001. So I was in the air when the World Trade Center were bombed down. So I was on my way to New York, and I was very close to the airport. Then when the bombing took place, my plane was diverted back to Europe, and I have to stay there for 4 days. Come back later on. So come back to this with modern wear. When we came to US, we feel like with this modern wear and modern technology, for the first time when I see the computer, I knew that with the internet, people will be able to learn more about what is happening in Sudan. They will learn about what is happening around the world. Most of us settled in Nashville, Tennessee. Other people were settled in different cities, about 27 cities across the United States. Lot were being settled there. So we had very warm welcome when we got to Tennessee. So after 7 years in US, we were really homesick, and we tried to find where our parents are. So we made the trip back to our country, and we went back to Sudan, and we were able to meet with our family members. When we got back to our village, we found that the whole village was just nowhere. It has been burned down, has really been destroyed. So that tree is the only pole that left in that area, and that was one of the poles in my father compound, the professional doctor, and he's the second grade. So his job is only to read the label on the field and give you all the medicine you have is the malaria medicine. So what kind of sickness comes with you, the headache, diarrhea, or any kind of medicine, the only pill you get is the malaria pill. So we were so concerned when we see that issue. So when we come back, we feel like we could make difference in our village by providing a medical center there. There that we found a very small building. The initiative was to make it function, to do something to that building so that people could get the medicine and children have to be vaccinated. So the first step that we took is to install the solar energy. So that's the only source of power. And now there's one fridge, the cold chain. They will be able to keep the medicine cold so that children have to be vaccinated. We went there and people were really suffering. And I met my uncle. And I was so concerned about him because I knew he was a strong man long time ago. But when I went there, he said that I should not be concerned about him. He said that there are other people that you have to feel concerned. This young age, they don't know what will happen tomorrow. They don't know what will happen next. They just live. And when there is airborne disease in the area, then they are the victims. They don't have school. They don't have inspiration. They have nothing. So these were the people my uncle advised me to take care of. The other group are the women. So most of the women there, they have difficulties with delivery. And there's no any hospital where they could go to C-section when they have difficulties with the baby. So most of the time we lost the mother and we lost the child. So if we provide a medical center there, functioning one, then there will be good care for the woman. So our journey began when both of us were 6 years old, and it's not over. We came here and we go to school. That was part of the journey. We went back and we look at what is the problem there, and we try to make difference. And that's what we are doing today. And if you are interested to join our journey, then this is the continuing journey. Thank you so much. And